Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. On this Thursday morning, we're glad you're here. We're going to take you to the Armenian Fresno Art Museum, and we'll talk about some of the paintings that are out there on display until December the 16th. You can call in at 436-ME-TV option 11. We're here for the entire hour on Connect with Me. And today's program, sponsored by Charles Chuck McGill. Back in a moment. Back here on a Thursday morning on Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. So glad you are here on this day. Today's program sponsored by Charles Chuck McGill, an attorney at law for more than 25 years. Little programming note here. We're going to talk about the Lee Brand administration. He announced his transition team yesterday. We'll talk about that with an activist, a Fresno activist who will be here in the studio live to talk to us about that situation and what she feels needs to be done in the city of Fresno from a political standpoint to help those out who are less fortunate than we are. So that's on tomorrow's program. Then on Monday, hey, we'll have Cam Worrell here. Cam is a former pro football player who does some of the color on radio for Fresno State football games. He also appears on KC24. He's a football analyst. We'll talk about the Fresno State situation, their new head coach, of course, coming on board next year. And Cam will be here on Monday morning, so you can question him anything that has to do with Fresno State athletics. He's really on top of it. It'll be a first-time appearance for Cam Worrell. In the meantime, you're watching us here on Comcast, channel 375 as usual. That's Xfinity if you have cable TV, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning. Then it's 43.6 and 13.1 with the over-the-air broadcast antenna if you've purchased one of those antennas right here at Ventura TV. Later in the day, you can catch the replay 2 times here on the Ventura Broadcasting Network. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 13.6 YouTube, 8 o'clock tonight, 4.6 Biz TV. And so if you want to catch this program anytime, you can catch us 3 times a day, including this program live at 10 o'clock, and then catch us on our YouTube channel 24/7 after that. I'm excited, though, about today's program. I want to talk to you about the history of Armenia just a little bit. We have an expert in the house here, and, you know, it really takes a lot of homework to understand the history of Armenia. It's a very small country. You could spend an entire lifetime because this country dates back to when? More than 2,500 years. That's right. And if you go to the Fresno Armenian Art Museum, you can catch some of the artwork there that's on display for the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to roll the videotape and show you exactly what today's program is all about. Let's take you out to the Armenian Museum of Fresno, where a series of panels offers a clear view of the history of Artsakh, the eastern province of Armenia. It is all about faith, my friends, the hard-fought struggles, the determination, and the survival of the people of Artsakh, which, by the way, celebrates about 25 years of independence right now. The display at the museum went up earlier this year. It's going to run through December the 16th, as I understand it. Everything on display is an expression of the people who actually lived in Artsakh and a history lesson for those who know little or nothing about the region. And I'm talking about the entire country of Armenia. Originally, Artsakh was the 10th province of the Kingdom of Armenia from 189 BC until 387 AD, and at one time had fallen under Arab rule. Also on display, the incredible, stunning artwork that you see here by Rubik Kocharian, depicting the religious life in Armenia from BC all the way through to Christianity. And as you can see, the vibrant colors, classic styles that tell the stories. From the gods, the ancient gods, to the goddesses, to the kings and queens, Kocharian is a prominent Armenian artist known for painting his classical style. Although he was born back in the old country, as they say, he now lives here in Clovis. Live in our studio right now is the one and only Rubik Kocharian, the talented painter from Armenia. He is here to talk about his artwork. I think there are more than 25 displays on hand at the Fresno Armenian Museum. You can go see them right now through December the 16th. It is an amazing piece of work, all 25 or more of these pieces of artwork. And it really is about Armenian mythology. It's you've heard of Greek mythology. This is Armenian mythology, okay? Like the goddesses and the gods, and oh man, it's really terrific work by our guest today. 436-ME-TV, option 11. Charles Chuck McGill is our sponsor today. He's an attorney at law, has been practicing for more than 25 years here in the Central Valley. Back with our guest in a moment.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
And away we go.
Here's the place that makes you smile. Stick around and stay a while. We're the home of great TV. That's memorable. That's me.
Follow me, sir.
Call them classics, call them the best. Call them favorites, be our guest. Every day there's more to come. Watch and see, there's only one. Me TV.
All you have to do is watch me.
Are you kidding me?
Follow me.
That's memorable. That's me.
That's me.
Me TV.
Back here on the program on this Thursday morning on Connect with Me on Me TV Fresno. So glad you are here. We're talking about the museum there, the Armenian Museum, Artistic Museum, I guess you could call it right now, through December the 16th here in the city of Fresno. And once again, joined by Rubik Kocharian. He is the renowned artist from Armenia. Good to see you this morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, good, good. Hey, tell us, you've been a guest here before. Let's roll a piece of videotape. The first one, it's called Akhtamar, and you can talk a little bit about what this artwork depicts. Ancient Armenia, of course. There it is right there. And, what are we looking at here, first of all?
Akhtamar, it's a folk legend, Armenian legend about a girl who was, she was in love with commoner guy, and the guy was swimming through the waters to come to that island where she was waiting for him, and she was lighting a candle that he will see the candle and swim through the ocean. It's not an ocean, it's a lake, of course.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so somehow her father or jealous people didn't want to see that girl with that boy, and they turned off the fire, and the guy didn't have orientation and he drowned. So you can see the disappointment of the girl that was in love, and her beloved person got drowned. And they say last words you could read on his lips, that he was saying Akhtamar while he was drowning.
Yeah, yeah.
So
now was this during the time of Christianity?
Yes, this is Christian, because she's leaning towards the cross, because
okay, yeah.
She cannot bring back her beloved guy, and same time she left like everybody disgracing her, because she was illegally in those times she was just having a sexual affair or love affair with a person that
she was in love with.
She
was in love.
Yeah,
and
she
her
was
heart
in
is
love.
broken. You can see it, right? Her heart's broken.
And the only thing she can do, go to cross and ask God for help. Mm-hmm. And that's what I portrayed in this painting. And the thing was happening on the island of Akhtamar, that's in Van, Lake Van. So they named the island by name Aktamar because of this legend. And that's why I portrayed the background of Church of Aktamar that was built on that island, and her leaning to the cross.
Yeah.
So it's kind of symbolic for Armenian women to have that tragic feelings, because in the past, all the time, a husband will go to war and be killed, and the woman was staying alone. And during Christianity, the only thing she can do, pray to the cross and ask for help from God.
Do you know if she received the help? Did God help her?
We have to ask her.
This is all has to do with mythology, though. Is that correct?
This
Or is this a true story?
No, this is a legend.
This is a legend. Okay.
This is a legend. Actually, it's not so old. It's not mythology period of Armenian history. Mythological period will be much earlier, before Christianity.
Yeah. Well, speaking of before Christianity, let's take the next painting here, and it's called "And Then Noah Planted a Vineyard." All right, and you can explain what we're looking at right here.
Noah, everybody from Bible knows that Noah landed on Mount Ararat.
Okay.
So Mount Ararat is Armenia.
Right.
It says in the Bible too.
Right.
And Noah wasn't Jewish, by the way. I was doing research, and it says Noah wasn't Jewish.
What was he?
That's the question. Good question. Who was he? But
Who was Noah?
Who was Noah? Yeah.
Was he Greek, Armenian, Jewish?
No, he must be Armenian. That's because he landed in Armenia.
But we don't know for sure.
No, we don't know. Nobody knows those periods of time, who was who. But what's happening? His wife's name was Noam Zar.
Uh-huh.
And her father was Saint Enoch. Armenian Church celebrates Saint Enoch's Day on April 26th.
Okay.
So there is some connection point that Noah's language, that's the language that remained until today, and we speak his language, because there are places that Noah called those places and named those places, and those names are Armenian names.
I want you to keep on that painting right there. Now explain in detail. We obviously know who Noah is there.
Right. Now,
but are those like little angels?
Those are angels. I symbolize.
With grapes? With grapes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Noah was first to find out about, how you call it in English, that wine, when you squeeze grapes.
Crush the grapes.
Then they'll become, before becoming wine, they, what's the word for it?
It's juice. It becomes juice.
Juice, fermentation.
Oh, the fermentation.
Fermentation.
Of course.
So Noah first to find out that there is a process of fermentation. So I showed angels showing him the process of fermentation, squeezing juice and fermenting it. You see the jar in the background.
Yeah, I see that there.
Yeah. So Noah, it's my fantasy that supposedly Noah learning fermentation process of grapes through angels, and that's how he made wine.
All right. How long does it take for you to, once you sit down, to paint something like this? Is it pretty much, it's freehand, right?
All right. I don't use any photographs or any anything that can be photographed.
It's in your memory?
It's all in my mind. Yeah, because for angels, I cannot get models to photograph them.
Okay.
And for Noah, I couldn't find anybody so old with beard and so strong. Yeah. So I had to come up with my own way of doing it.
And of course, the donkey is in the back there.
Donkey, I saw donkey. I was 2 years old when I first time fall from donkey. They put me on a donkey and I fell.
A lot of donkeys in Armenia.
Used to be, not now. Now
now.
in the villages there are donkeys, but when I was there, it was.
And they're used to transport various goods or items. Am I correct? Or maybe even people.
Well, everybody knows what donkey were doing,
Yeah.
so that's what they were doing in Armenia
Right.
too.
Right. Isn't that right?
They are not writing philosophy books, I
Yeah,
believe.
they got some of the in Greece. They got some of the donkeys still there. When I was
In
there
Greece,
several years ago,
right.
I've seen the donkeys. I saw the donkeys there.
I painted donkey in Greece.
Yes,
I was in
I
Greece.
know. I know.
Right.
They've got them. I saw them with my own eyes.
We have donkey in Clovis on
Yeah.
Bullard Avenue. If you pass,
Right. Okay.
Anyway,
That's okay. All right. We got to take a break here. Rubik Kocharian is here. His artwork is up on display at the Armenian Museum of Fine Art there in Fresno. You can go there and see all of these paintings. How many are there? About 20?
31.
31 of these great paintings, this artwork that depicts Armenian mythology, not only during Christianity, but BC, before Christ, many, many thousands of years ago. Great artwork. 436, MeTV, option 11, if you want to call in and weigh in on the program. Today's program sponsored by Charles Chuck McGill. He's an attorney at law here in Fresno.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill, Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
Tune in to Heartland for the best in true country music. Relive vintage specials, one-of-a-kind concerts, and country music's earliest videos. Heartland is the heart of country, the only place where you can find country music, country stars, and country lifestyles 24/7. Heartland, the heart of country.
Now on channel 13.2.
Back here on the program talking about the artwork at the museum there, the Armenian Museum here in the city of Fresno. And it's on display until when? December the 16th? Am I correct about that?
Right,
Yeah.
16th.
And then what happens to those paintings? And second part of that question is, are they for sale?
I have to thank Varujan Tersimonian and the Armenian Museum of Fresno for having this exhibition of my work. And after December 16, we'll plan with him where to take the show also. Could go to, let's say, LA or New York. We'll discuss it with him. Right now, it's open.
And are the paintings for sale?
Paintings are for sale, but not individually. We want to sell the whole show to some collector, some museum, because separate those paintings from each other will create kind of confusion of understanding what was done.
Okay.
So it has to be all placed in one place, in one hand. I don't know.
So it tells a story, is what you're. It's like
Right.
reading a book.
Right. It's now Armenian heritage.
It is. It's a lot of its mythology, its heritage.
Right.
It's all combined into one, but it's you want to keep all of these paintings together because
they all together much more powerful than if you will have just one painting in collector's hand that people cannot see, so it will be missing from the whole
because it
show.
tells a story.
It tells
What's the story?
All right.
What is the story?
The story of each painting, it's describing some historical king or god or goddess. So it's all interconnected by the time of Armenian, as Armenian history was developing.
Right.
So to separate any piece of
Okay.
painting from that line,
Right.
historical line, will not be nice. It
Okay.
just because people won't be able to observe it.
Right. I understand. No,
right.
okay, let's put up the next one. It's called Apostles Bringing Christianity. This is an interesting one here as you take a look at it. Look at the fine detail on some of that artwork there.
Well, apostles.
This depicts what?
When I read about apostles being in Armenia, I knew at the time Armenia was pagan, believing in pagan gods.
Mm-hmm.
So how these apostles managed to preach Christian evangelium, and I was meditating on it, like apostles, where they could be standing, how people would be reacting, all these things. And then I started doing it on a canvas, just meditating on the canvas. I can change my painting 100 times without...
This is so detailed.
Right.
How do you paint something like this?
I start sketching on the canvas, and when you see my beginning of my work, it's kind of abstract. You won't see anything there. It's like making it dirty.
So do you start sketching with what? A pencil?
No.
I'm thinking of a pencil. I don't know.
No, I'm starting with oil. It's
Okay.
usually burnt sienna color that I'm using with medium, my medium that I'm designing my medium. So it gives me chance to change composition as many times as I want. And
And how
during
does it allow you to do that? How do you change?
medium should serve each layer of paint you apply should be ground for next layer.
Okay. Now in this painting here, what are the apostles doing? And how many apostles are there in this painting here?
Two apostles on the right, they holding Bible and cross.
Okay, who are they? What apostles?
Thaddeus and Bartholomeus.
Okay. And what are they doing?
They preaching evangelium, as you can see, it's evangelium he's holding, and the cross.
Okay.
So nobody knows about
Wow.
what cross is, what evangelium is. So they surprised, and some priest still doing his job, doing sacrifice to goddess of victory, and on the gates you see the statue of Anahit, goddess of
Wow.
Anahit. So they were coming through the gates of Anahit to celebrate celebrating some event. And on the right, it's Mitraic temple. So now again we see apostles with sacrifice animals, and first plane that very important.
The flame is on the left-hand side, right?
Right, that
Yeah.
flame is a sacrificial altar and goddess of victory with her temple on the left.
This has got to be one of the most fascinating paintings of the entire collection because of the detail, and it's quite amazing. I don't know how long it took you to paint something like this. How long did it take
Usually it takes 2-3 months.
for that particular painting there?
I won't remember now how long exactly I was working on that one, but usually it's a period of 2-3 times.
Right.
Most of the time that I am spending it's to do research and to think about composition.
Yes.
Which part of the story will make a painting.
Okay, the next one, Armenian Queen, with her son. Another one here that we're going to take a look at. You'll
Right.
describe it in detail.
That's from ancient mythology and history combined.
All right, I can't see that well without my. The queen is on the.
Now,
the
the
left or
queen
right?
is on the left because
left, okay.
her husband, Ara the Beautiful, was killed by the queen on the right, Semiramis.
Okay, but the queen on the left has her son in front of her.
Right.
Am I right?
After Semiramis killed her husband, Armenian most beloved hero through that time of history, well known, Ara the Beautiful, that Semiramis was in love with him.
Right.
And she wanted him to marry her.
Okay.
And to leave this wife of, her name is Navart. Navart. So she was ignored by queen on the right. But after her victory, she demanded Navart to bring Ara the Beautiful son to her.
Oh.
And she had to obey the order of Semiramis because her husband was dead already, and she had no power to fight Semiramis. So
Okay.
she delivers her son. You can imagine turmoil of her soul, that she's dressed black, and the way she's looking at that woman that ruined all her life and
Ruin her life, yeah.
everything. And this guy will be named Ara after Ara the Beautiful, Ara II.
Okay, let's go to break here. 436 MeTV option 11. You're watching Connect with me on MeTV Fresno. Rubik Kocharian, who has paintings on display at the Armenian Museum of Fresno. The paintings will be there until December the 16th, so you have plenty of time. You got more than a couple of weeks to go over there and check them out. 436 MeTV option 11. Haven't had a phone call yet on this day. We have an open phone line, so call in. Our sponsor today is Charles Chuck McGill, attorney at law here in Fresno, more than 25 years.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
You know, I'm kind of stunned out of my shoes right now because we're just talking off camera here. So if you were to break up the set, okay, and you were to sell any one of those individually, depending on how big it is, we're talking off camera here, so those would cost up to $50,000, maybe $100,000 each?
Well, these are museum quality paintings, and one in a kind, and nobody else painted those historical events before. When I started to paint, some Armenian painters joined me, and they started to paint, but it's nothing to come near what I was doing.
Suffice to say, I won't be bidding on one of those, but suffice to say also that you probably don't want to break up the set. So if you were to sell the 31 paintings in all, you're looking at...
we'll give discount.
It would give me a discount.
Right.
What would the whole set go for? $2-3 million?
Well, it won't be bad.
But if they go on display in Los Angeles, now you have a larger Armenian community down in Los Angeles too, so and you don't have to be Armenian to love these paintings. I mean, anybody can walk in and look at these and say, wow, this is stunning.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
You know, okay, let's put the next one up. It's called Baking Lavash Bread. I've had lavash, of course. It's wonderful stuff, and there it is. Who are these people here? Who are these young ladies?
Yeah, that was the biggest problem I had, because to dress them in contemporary dresses won't be right. to dress them in traditional dresses of some century again won't be right.
Right.
Because Armenia had so many regions, and they all have slang.
And how did you know that they were dressed like this?
Now, I designed...
That's a guess, right?
I designed those dresses based on 26 different groups of Armenians wearing different dresses. I was making something from each one I am at, and nobody questions those dresses. You are the first to ask about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, because of the dressing, the clothing back then, we don't know exactly what it was like. But this maybe it's a close depiction. I'm not sure, but they're baking there. And what are they baking on? Stone?
No, it's a wooden round table. Sure that they were sliding their feet into that table that gives them power to roll the dough.
All right, put your glasses on there, Rubik, and we're going to show the next one right here. It's the battle
between Hike and Bell.
Okay. All right, let's Hike and Bella. Battle between Hike and Bella. We're going to roll that.
Not Bella, Bell.
Bell, okay. Battle between Hike and Bell. Let's roll that one.
Right.
We'll take a look at that painting right there. Just freeze that. We'll put it up for a few minutes here. Take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air with Rubik Kocharian. He is the Armenian artist.
Yeah, good morning, John, and good morning. Hi, Rubik.
Hi.
Welcome to Fresno. If you don't live here, I'm not sure if you do. Or I came in a little late. I'm sorry. Apologize. There's nothing new with me. Just a few questions I want to ask Rubik. First question: when did you know you might have covered this already? So I apologize. When did you know you had this gift of painting? That's the first question. Okay, go ahead.
I was 3 years old when my mother bought for me color pencils and album.
Okay.
And I was painting painting with those color pencils in the album. Then I got Russian. We were in Siberia at the time, and I got a Russian tutor when I was about 8 years old, and Ivan Mikhailovich Pavlov, Russian artist, and he was professional, very well, quite well known now.
All right, what's your next question? Go ahead.
Okay, that was like a school, or he had a mentor that helped him with his artwork? Am I correct?
No, I didn't have anybody. I am my teacher, my mentor.
Okay. This is a loaded question, Rubik.
No.
Okay, go ahead. You did it on your own. Do you think this gift you had is a gift from God? Your painting?
Usually you must have something from God in order to work on it. If you don't have any gift that you realize it's a gift, then you can work in vain. Like Cher says, it takes too long to find out that you are not good.
All right, next question.
Yes. Okay, that's. I think appreciate your questions. I'd like to go. I will eventually go see your paintings within a couple of weeks from now.
Yeah.
Thank you, John. Thank you,
Okay,
Rubik.
thank you. By the way, he lives in Clovis, just so you know.
Oh, he does live in. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. So he's Fresno.
Yeah, for about 20 years now.
Yeah, he's been here for about 20 years.
Yeah, Fresno, Clovis.
All right, the museum is located on Shaw Avenue, of course, across from Fashion Fair. It's been there for a long time. I want to put that one back up. Battle between Hike and Bell.
Hike and Bell.
Hike and Bell. And so what are we looking at here? Obviously, it's a battle.
Right.
It's a fight. Who's fighting?
Hike is patriarch of Armenians. It was happening about 5000 BC. Some historians say it's 2942 when Armenian calendar starts nowadays. But my research showed that it was twice as much time before that date. So how I know, Bel was founder of city of Ur in the land of Shinar.
Okay.
And later Abraham had house of Nohar.
Okay.
His brother was established there.
All right.
So this is Bel that was building Babylon Tower of Babel. And he wanted to make it so high that it will go above clouds and he will be facing God. And he was angry on God that he destroyed his predecessors.
Yeah. Okay.
So Haik was a patriarch on the left with his arch. He was, he was patriarch of Armenians because they were people of Haya, God Haya.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he called people that were with him. He went to Ararat and established the city of Haikashen, which means built by Haik.
Right.
So that god Haya, lately I learned that it's Hayahveh.
All right.
Yahweh, our God in Bible.
Okay, let's roll the next one. It's called Escaping. And we have a lot to go through here, so we might as well get to it. This is a young woman here with a child?
Yeah, you can see in the background on the left, there is a church burning. I don't see it on the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's showing. And there are horsemen that they burned the church and killed people and they're going away. It happened that she was in these ruins. There are flowers on the bottom. I don't see them also. Maybe she came to gather some flowers with her child. And all of a sudden the enemy attacked the village. So she was hiding there and she was able to escape. This was happening during Turkish genocide.
1915 to 19...
Well, genocide started much earlier, but 1915, it's official day of killing all Armenian intellectuals. So this is episode of ruins, Armenian ruins of a church with pomegranates that symbolizing they will never die. And the column, a ruined column, that there was no power to fight it back, and everything is in ruin, but she's still alive and child is alive.
Okay. All right. That's a great painting. And
thank you.
So we'll go on to the next one here, and it's called Feet Washing in the Temple of
Anahit. Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look at that one. And the detail in some of these is quite fascinating. And
Goddess Anahit was most beloved goddess of Armenians, and she was our mother. So when Noah landed on Ararat, afterwards they called Noah Ara, God Ara, and Noemzar was Ma, mother. So Ara Ma, or Anahit, symbolizing that Ma. She became mother of Armenians.
Okay.
That's wife of Noah through the Bible. So Armenians worship that goddess she was goddess of fertility, of curing illnesses. She was protector of Armenian land, and she was also identified with waters of universe, universal waters, sign of birth and female.
all right. All right, let's look at the next one. It's called Goddess of Anahit Descending from Mount Ararat.
Now, Mount Ararat was like Greek Olympus, Mount Olympus, where gods lived. So Armenian Mount of Ararat was prototype of.
This is a fascinating one, only because there's a certain glow to it. It seems like God Himself came down and cast this entire glow upon her with her 4 horses, the white horses there.
4 horses are her symbol. And
but how did you create what looks like a glow? It's incredible.
That glow I didn't have until last touches I put. I changed the whole sky and the light that coming on her. That's the last thing I applied, and I'm glad you noticed it.
Yeah, so God is casting this light on her?
Well, her husband was Aramazd, a god, ancient god. It was God Haik, or it wasn't Haya God. But it's compared to Zeus, compatible.
Right.
So.
Right. We got to take a break here and connect with me, MeTV Fresno, and it's the Armenian Museum of Fresno, open here in the city across from Fashion Fair until December 16th. These displays will be there for you to see, for you to witness, for you to purchase if you like. 436-MeTV option 11. Got an open phone line. Back after this from our sponsor, Charles Chuck McGill.
Explore strange new worlds on MeTV. Seek out new life.
I've seen old photographs of this period. Let's get out of here.
And new civilizations. Boldly go to Mayberry and the Andy Griffith Show.
Weeknights at 8 on MeTV Fresno.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill, Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
All right, our thanks to Charles Chuck McGill here on the program, being a sponsor, attorney at law for more than 25 years. We also thank Rubik Kocharian. The Armenian Museum of Fresno has all of his artwork on display until December the 16th. Let's go to the next one, King Aram, with this child, Ara the Handsome. Who is Ara the Handsome?
Ara the Handsome, I mentioned with the painting of Novart and Semiramis. Ara the Handsome, that little boy that King Aram holds in in his hand, and Ara the Handsome is son of King Aram. King Aram was first world conqueror of the time, and he had several sons. They all became kings, but King of Armenia became this little boy.
The little boy became the king of Armenia.
Of Armenia after King Aram.
Wow, amazing. And so let's go to the next one, which is called King Aram in Armavir, Armenia. Let's go to that one there. And is this related to the previous one?
No, this is theater. It's not
it's
that
in the theater.
Yeah,
okay.
This is theater painting.
All right.
So about theater, Armenian theater is about 2,200 years old now. I won't be precise in 200 or 170. I cannot say precisely, but theater was established by King Tigran the Great, and later his son. Now I'm forgetting names.
That's okay.
His son continued, and his son lived in Armavir.
All right.
Armavir, it's Arama. That's I was spoken.
Aramavir.
Arama.
Arama. Arama.
It's Arama. So they shortening A or adding A sometimes, like Ararat, Arama.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one, and then you have to put your glasses on. Help me out here. What are we looking at here for the next painting that's on display until
King Arta was second welcoming the actresses.
Right.
That's what we saw.
All right.
Now King Sardur the second. Yeah. Well, this is not the one.
Well, what are we looking at here?
We're looking.
Which
King,
one is this?
Well, it can be Sardur.
This is.
Okay, he
this
gives
is the right one.
He gives a command to his army to march forward.
Yeah, that's
so,
the king.
Yeah, King. I have another one with
All right,
King
that's
Sardur.
King the second there. All right.
Sardur second, right? Okay. Actually, it can be Sardur second or Argishti first or Menua. But
what's he doing in this photo?
This is what I portray not castle, but you see how they were the city gate, and the priest doing sacrifice there for success, and soldiers on the right getting ready to march.
It's hard to see. I don't know if we can tilt down, but
well,
maybe not.
It's on the right
there.
there.
You go, right
yeah.
there. Yeah, we
right
can
there.
see that now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. King Sardur the second. Let's
Right.
go to that one now. We'll get out of this one here and go to King Sardur the second, and we can talk about what that one is, and that's on the list there. King Sardur the second. Do we have that one?
Well, that one could be King Sardur the second, and
all right. Well then, what about this one here?
Arta was second. Yeah, Arta was. I couldn't remember the name.
Right.
That's theater. I was showing the theater.
Okay. Well, that was King Sardur the second,
yeah.
the one that we just saw.
Right.
All right. The last battle of Queen
Paranzem.
All right. Let's put up the last battle. Is that the last battle?
Right. This is right. Queen Paranzem was first queen, Christian period. She was Christian queen.
All right.
She at the time we were in war with Persians, and Persians were not Christian, of course, as you know, and she was wife of a king. Now I'm Arshak II, and he died, so she became queen, and she was taking his role and defending the not castle, but the word in English I'm forgetting, where the Armenians are kept their power, soldiers. And what happened that plague came into the oh my goodness, I forgot the English word for the place, and her soldiers died. I was studying, by the way, in old times they didn't have sewer or way to wash themselves.
Okay.
Can you imagine what a dirt was there?
Yeah,
That's why the plaque was there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next one here, and you can tell us which one we're looking at. And we have a limited amount of time now. We've probably got about 14 minutes left. What are we looking at up here on the screen? Which one is
That's
this
God
one?
Mitra, Mihr in Armenian.
All right.
And
three lions, huh?
Huh?
You've got the three lions in front here.
Yeah, three lions, and the temple in the back, it's still there. It's temple in Garni. We have this temple until now, and three lions, they believe that everything is built from light.
I see.
So lions carrying the most light because they are the most powerful. So they had most light among animals, and
The lions do.
and he is god of light, so his symbol was lion. Anyway.
So fascinating. All right, the next one. Let's go to the next one here. We have limited time, about 10 minutes left or so. And
Mithridates is greeted at the shrine of goddess Anaid.
right there on the screen.
Right. Mithridates VI was son-in-law of Tigranes the Great, and he was king of Pontus.
Okay.
And he used to come to Armenia and visit temple of goddess Anaid. So he's greeted there by priestesses with the water. So you see a golden statue of Anaid. Her statue was gold, made from gold, that Romans stole it and destroyed it, melted the gold.
Okay, and let's roll the next one, which is called Anahit.
Anahit, just
Anahit.
goddess Anahit.
Yeah.
Should be goddess there.
We don't have that one?
It's a pomegranate dance.
Oh, okay. Oh, I understand. Okay.
Okay, we have pomegranate dance.
Gotcha.
They had celebrations in celebrating Anaids, days of Anaids. In old times, they had several days dedicated.
This is the pomegranate dance?
Pomegranate dance and competitions among girls to breaking pomegranate and seeing seeds. Whoever will have more seeds, it means she will be more having more children than the other one, so she
more
will
wealthy,
be winning.
more happy,
Right.
more family oriented.
Right. Fertile, more fertile.
More fertile,
Fertile.
more children,
Right.
bigger family.
Right. In those times, it was very important to have many children because they were all soldiers.
All right, out of this one, and we'll go to the next one. It's called pomegranate, one of the symbols of Anahit. The pomegranate symbolizes what in Armenia? What's
In
the
Armenia,
symbol of the pomegranate?
Symbol of pomegranate, it's our people.
Okay.
So
The seeds of life, right?
Seeds of life, light?
No, it's a saying. It's the seeds of life.
Life,
Right.
right. So from ancient times until today, pomegranate has strong connection with Armenian spirit.
The spirit, the people.
The spirit of people. It's same with Jews, of course. Jewish people also identified themselves with pomegranate, and chief priest has to wear a robe with the pomegranate on the
I
bottom.
understand. Yeah.
Same thing with Armenians, and it's symbol of Anait, of fertility, and so on.
Yeah, we have quite a bit of ground to cover here, so let's go to the next one.
Okay.
And you can explain by looking at the screen what we're looking at here.
That's King Rusa. I found the picture of an old belt, a period of Araratian, Urartu time, 8th century BC belt, with a picture of goddess giving errant bow to king. So it served me as a theme for this painting, that Armenians were very good archers, and in Roman coins on the backs they usually portrayed Armenia with bow and arrow.
Okay.
So here Queen of War Nane, her name is Nane, delivering bow and arrow to Rusa, King Rusa.
Yeah, all of these paintings are so fascinating in terms of detail. I've said that probably too many times today, but it can't be said enough. So before we run out of time here, I want to show at least three more. It's the Saint Mesrop of Mashtats, introducing the
Armenian alphabet.
Correct.
So when Armenians accepted Christianity, Mesrop Mashtots had to come up with Armenian letters in order to translate Bible.
So are those the 10 Commandments?
No, no,
They're
those
not.
are Armenian alphabet
I gotcha.
letters
Okay.
with which they translated alphabet.
I understand.
Nowadays, they found that those letters were existing before. So he just worked out the alphabet.
All right. Is that water coming out of there? As I see?
Where it's
below.
it's a candle. Below it's a water of life coming out from that sound of sign of eternity. Sign of eternity, or sign of 12 apostles. Apostolic Church had that sign, and sign of eternity of pagans had same sign.
Yeah, amazing. Hey, got to save the holy book. Let's put that one up. And
yeah,
what's happening here?
She's killed because she's trying to save some manuscript book, holy book. You can see a cross on that book if you'll see up close. And she's trying to save it, so they cut her, and they cut her breast and killed her.
Okay. Okay.
So, typical story with Armenian girls.
Who are those folks there in the distance?
Again, Turks.
They're Turks.
Turks,
Okay.
Arabs could, but it must be Turks because the Bible manuscripts were much more in 19th century.
All right. Do we have time for one or two more? We do. We got 2 minutes. Okay, we got time for one more. Let's put the last one up here, and you can explain which one we're looking at here. Rubik, and the display goes through December the 16th.
This is Ara the Handsome was killed by Semiramis, and Semiramis mourning his death, and she orders his priests to give him, bring him back to life.
So Ara the Handsome is dead.
Yeah, Ara the Handsome, son of Aram, that we saw the painting of Aram lifting him up.
Yes.
So Semiramis killed him.
Yes.
Army of Semiramis, because she was going to enforce him to marry her, and he refused, and he was killed in the battle. But she was.
That's how he died.
That's how
in
he
the
died.
battle.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And she wants to bring him back to life.
Does she do it?
Legend says she did.
She did. Okay.
Christian way of thinking, like Moses Khorenadze says, he didn't.
All right, let's take a look at one more real quick. It's called Sleeping Amazon. You can quickly tell us what we're looking at here in a span of, say, 15, 20 seconds.
Okay.
The Sleeping Amazon.
Amazons were Amasia, from Amasia, daughter of Haik. First name for Amazons comes from Amasia, daughter of Haik, and Armenian Amazons described in Irish poetry.
All right.
That's where I got the idea of Amazon sleeping and with her arm shield in her hand.
Mm-hmm. All right, quickly here, we got about a minute left. What about your style and the precise detail that's in it? But we have like 30 seconds. Can you talk just briefly?
People like nowadays very much impressionistic style and working from nature. When you're trying to do something historical without having any material, anything, any model under your hand, then you have to go to your imagination. While you're meditating, you have to bring everything so sharp in front of your eyes.
Okay, that's all the time we've got. I appreciate your
Thank you.
time. Thank you. Rubik Kocharian, the Armenian artist. His artwork is on display at the Armenian Museum of Fresno through December the 16th. That's located across from Fashion Fair on Shaw Avenue. Back tomorrow with another live edition of Connect with Me on Me TV Fresno. Have a good day.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill, Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
If you have a need to promote your business or event, please consider MeTV Fresno for your next campaign. MeTV reaches over 100,000 of your potential customers in the Fresno area every single week. Plus, you can rest assured that your commercial is running in the greatest fan